But why the fuck is Paul at 9th place? And this almost, kinda, in my opinion, points to that his redesign is just such a catastrophe. So yeah, this is the character usage ranking from the closed network test when we played Tekken 8 for 2 weekends there on cross-platform, PlayStation 5, Xbox, PC. Hoping we get, I think they said multiple times that that was to be seen not as a beta, but as a closed network test. So hoping we get a beta. We now know the game drops on January 26th, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that's in 5 months. We should have time for a beta ahead of them. So I'm hoping we get to play the game again. At least once, another weekend. But still so happy that we're so close to the release of what is going to be, I mean, probably the best Tekken game ever. So, and we have to be grateful to Tekken 7 for, to be honest, paving the way for this. Paving the way. I think we're going to look back at Tekken 7 as a really good game, but it did its own thing. I think it's going to be surpassed by Tekken 8. Although you will see the effect of a lot of people, you know, looking back. We always look back on the game that was prior with rose-tinted glasses. And I think a lot of people will say, play Tekken 8 and say, oh, Tekken 7 was so much cleaner. That was Tekken. What are all of these effects? What is heat exactly? What is this and this? You know, it was so clean in Tekken 7. So you'll hear that. But I do think Tekken 8 is going to be the better game. It just, everything aside in terms of system changes, I just look at my character and I look at Kazuya. And he's so much more interesting in Tekken 8. There's so much more going on to the point where I'm like, when I play Tekken 7 now with Kazuya, I'm bored. I'm so bored having played Tekken 8 Kazuya for a few weekends. And it's the same with Brian. It's like, where's my Snake Eyes? Where's my install? Where's my Core Circle Back 1? Where's my new stuff? And I do like Heat a lot. It's, yeah, Tekken 7 feels kind of dull after playing Tekken 8. But, and the graphics. Kazuya's face in Tekken 7. But oh well, I wanted to, in this video here, for you good people on YouTube, look at the distribution of the character usage on a network test, because it's cool to see what characters were played the most. And it seems like the most story-relevant characters that were shown off immediately. We're going to have their big bad duel in Tekken 8. The center stage characters, they are the most popular. Jin and Kazuya. I gotta say, I'm a little bit surprised by this. I actually thought Paul, and this is double surprising, Paul is the most popular character in almost any given metric. He's always played the most. Any Tekken game, same with Tekken 7, always number 1. He's taken, this is a network test. So mostly, I mean, I don't know, sweats playing? Oh no, a lot of casuals as well. But it's really, really weird seeing Paul at 9th place. It's to the point where I'm like, is this actually accurate? Is this actually accurate? Because I was expecting him to be, if not top 1, top 2. I was expecting to see Kazuya really high. And his position actually reflects where he is almost always in terms of this data assessment, character usage. He's pretty much always top 2. He's only behind Paul. Kazuya's always been a popular guy. And why wouldn't he be? He's so cool. He's so cool. Everyone wants to play as Kazuya. So now he's second to Jin, but he's second to Paul in Tekken 7. Pretty much always has been. But why the fuck is Paul at 9th place? And this almost, kinda, in my opinion, points to that his redesign is just such a catastrophe. Such a goddamn disaster. Because here, I think if it wasn't for the... Can I talk to your manager? The Karen haircut and the pretty shitty, lackluster outfit he's wearing. I'm honestly, would he be up here? We like his new demeanor, Happy Paul. but it is the atrocious redesign responsible for Paul going from here to here. And Kazuya's redesign, he looks amazing, looks like $1 million. He's where he should be. And I get it, that Jin, you know, story significance, he's up here, but again, he's somewhere around here in Tekken 7. But yeah, Paul has taken such a goddamn hit to his character usage that I'm wondering if this is a reaction to his atrocious redesign. His atrocious redesign. I believe there's something to that. But so Jin is the most popular. The story-focused characters are up here. Kazuya is no surprise to me at all. It could have even been #1, I think. But Jin is insanely popular. So he's sort of meshed a little bit with Devil Jin. I really like his outfit. He has a lot of cool new attacks. He's been changed up a lot. He has like 20, 25 new attacks. Jin is cool. I don't like the Power Rangers Attack on Titan backflips, but that's just me. I like when Jin is a little bit more grounded. Kyokushin. If you want to call it grounded, when a character goes, duh! And there's electric sparks. But gameplay-wise, you've heard it from me before. I'm disappointed in what they did to Jin, and I hope they revert quite a bit of it. Too easy, too strong. And that's not the essence of Jin. Joe Biden. Can I smell your hair? Jin is supposed to reward absolute Tekken masters who are very committed to the character they play. Very committed. And that's not the case right now at Tekken 8 Jin. So I hope they revert that a little bit. But Kazuya, I'm very happy with, although many of you are so angry with that particular string, but I'm sure it's going to get nerfed. So happy with this. And then Hwoarang is at 3rd place. He's at 3rd place. Did not expect him to be that popular. But this is an inverse of Paul, I think. It's a response to how cool and good looking he is in Tekken 8. He looks so good in this game. One of the best redesigns. And there's a lot of good redesigns in this game. Really cool design. And also fun to play with heat. Just mash people to death. So this is a response to good redesign. King is 4th place. Very popular character. Always has been. Really cool in Tekken 8. You see the community respond to that. So you find them high up. And also there's no Armor King. When the ultra cool King isn't there, people play King. As soon as the Dark Edition comes out, you know, this is going to be replaced by Armor King. We know what the statistics look like. Armor King, unfortunately, steals this guy's girlfriend every single time, and it's sad. Brian is very high up. No surprises there. Ultra popular character. In Tekken 7, he's top 3 popularity. So he's actually taken a slight hit here. Thought he was going to be higher, but Hwoarang and King, people are responding really well to those designs. Brian's redesign is more of a retread. He actually looks cooler in Tekken 7, in my opinion. So they went full legacy. It was a bit boring. Gameplay is really cool. June is the most popular waifu. The most popular waifu. Which was no surprise to me at all. It's really cool to have her back. Her story significance. She's cool. First time she's in a canon game since Tekken 2. Her trailer exploded when she dropped. Nina's trailer remained like unimpressive. It had like 500k views. I think she amassed like 1 million views in 1 day. People really responded to June, so it's cool to have her back. Loa is at 7th place. Extremely well animated in Tekken 8. Love his facial animations are so good. It's very expressive. Really cool gameplay using nunchucks. Outfit is cool. Hate what they did to DSS and Slide, but I've talked about that in a million videos, so I'm not going to do it here. I hope it's actually reverted for the release of a game. Or what they did to King and Jack, and sorry, that's not Jack. Where's Jack? Jack. In that, if you do the old DSS animation, you get the blue spark effect. Now you get the blue spark effect when doing the easy stuff, and it's like, what are you doing? Lily, very popular. It's one of the female characters look awful in Tekken 8, in my opinion. They all have the same emotionless Botox face. Hollywood actress has hit 45, Botox all over the face, can't move the face. Muscles don't work anymore, and tendons and whatever. They have no pores. It doesn't look like a human being. It looks like a plastic doll. To be honest, they might as well be their Tekken 7 renditions, but I just don't see the next gen upgrade. The guys look 100 times better. 100 times better. But in that world, I would say that Lily still looks a little bit better than the other females. But seemed she had a lot of cool things going on. So she is only after June in terms of popular waifu, and she's always been popular. Finds herself at 8th place. And then we have Paul, and I talked about Paul. I'm surprised to see him here, but I think it's the awful redesign. And then we have Lars, who I think he remains Lars in terms of gameplay. Very fair, looks really good. He looks like shit in Tekken 7. Like his face, he looks like shit. He looks like he has some form of disorder. Unnamed, undisclosed disorder. But here he looks amazing. He looks so good. Asuka, I was actually expecting to have more towards here. She's always been more popular than June. Even Tag 2, when both were playable, she was significantly more popular than June. So this is very interesting to see, I think. And in my opinion, June is so much more interesting. So this would reflect my opinion. June, interesting. Cool things going on. And is not an anime's schoolgirl trope. So, I don't know. This reflects my tastes. So, interesting to see. Usually it's the opposite. Claudio, I don't like his redesign too much. And he is the strongest character by far. Boring gameplay. Not popular at 12th place. So, that's interesting. Jack, I rarely played against. Not surprised to see this. Really cool redesign. I'm liking Jack. Leroy, and this is fascinating, at 14th place. Very popular in Tekken 7. But when the closed network test dropped, it's apparently no one's interested in playing Leroy. I guess most people want to see what's happened to the legacy characters. So this is interesting, very interesting. And I like his redesign in Tekken 8, although I have to say I think his Tekken 7 outfit is more swag. With the red pants and white coat. And then we have Nina, unsurprisingly, down here. I could have queued you in, and I did queue you in after the Alpha in Lyon, which I played in March. I spent 8.5 hours with Tekken 8 Alpha. And I think I never saw anyone play Nina. We were 50 people there, 47 gaming journalists who didn't know anything about Tekken, pretty much. And then me, Spag, and Arsenal T. And no one ever played Nina. No one played Nina. Every other character was seen, even Xiaoyu. So this is reflected even in the closed network test. No one wants to play as Nina. And then, also unsurprisingly, no one wants to play as gimmick backstabber Xiaoyu. People are better than you think. People have honor. People have dignity. You know, people actually have integrity. They want to play a character where you actually have to work a little bit to get a win, right? Not, oh, I backstab you, you die. People want to play as Achilles. Achilles, right? People don't want to play as Orlando Bloom, Paris. Sneaking up, you know, using stealth, sneaking up behind Brad Pitt, Achilles, and going, I'm gonna bow you in the back. Thunk. Oh! You know, people want the straight approach, you know. Yeah, I've always thought that analogy is fun because I think it so perfectly captures that. Like certain characters are very direct in their approach. Like with Kazuya, I'm gonna approach you now like a boxer. I'm gonna use 5 attacks. You know exactly what's coming, and I'm still going to outplay you because I'm gonna time these really well. I'm gonna mix you up with timing. And this is the character that's like, if you don't know exactly when you are allowed to do an attack, I blow you up for free. Just doing flowcharts. And there's a ton of flowcharts. I really felt that analogy is quite fitting. But that's not to say that Xiaoyu, obviously, if you go up against the handful of players who know that matchup really well, you have to work really hard and be strategic because she has her weaknesses. It's just that the reality is that the people who know that matchup and know it really well are competitive players. It's fascinating because the most beautiful thing you'll ever see in Tekken regarding this character, Xiaoyu, is when you see someone who knows how to beat her really well. And his anti-Xiaoyu is flawless, and he beats all of that bullshit. The most beautiful thing about Xiaoyu is not seeing a Xiaoyu expert play her. It's seeing a Tekken master beat those flowcharts perfectly. Because that player, he's learned to cope with all of this. All of these highly popular characters who are easier to play against. But he's so devoted. He's even taken the time to learn one of the most difficult matchups to go against in the game, even though it's such a low priority. You see the character so seldom. But there he goes against one of the toughest matchups, low priority matchups, and just... Oh, you're going to do flowchart 58D. Boom, punished. And it's so beautiful to watch. But so yeah, Xiaoyu in here in the dumpster, popularity dumpster, garbage bin. Yeah, kind of expected. And I have to say, one of the characters with the least going on in Tekken 8 just does not look good visually. Looks like she's in Tekken 7 still with her face, in my opinion. She does not look like Unreal Engine 5. But that goes for a lot of these ladies. They look like they're stuck in Tekken 7. And they have no facial animation. And then in terms of gameplay, it's like, well, it's just same old Xiaoyu. I play against a few Xiaoyus, and they were just doing the same thing. So it felt like Tekken 7, but we'll see. We'll have more detailed knowledge once the game drops, obviously. But so there's a lot. These aren't too surprising, but there are a lot of big upsets here, and I think the biggest upset is Paul. But I think this is a response to an atrocious redesign, where a lot of characters look amazing in Tekken 8. But they failed Paul so badly that I think even with when the base game is released, you'll see a huge hit to his popularity for the first time ever. For the first time ever, by the way. So yeah, interesting data. The beautiful thing about Xiaoyu players is that sometimes they don't use setups on you and still wreck you. I mean, they play fundamentals like every other character. Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh my god, he blocked. That's beautiful. What an amazing player. Yeah, I agree with you. That's amazing. That's how low you put the bar for Xiaoyu players, by the way. The beautiful thing about Xiaoyu players is that sometimes they block attacks. Oh, holy shit. That's a goddamn PhD in Tekken right there. That's how low you put the bar. Oh, so they're doing what everyone else has to do. Nice. Okay.